Did you ever think glaciers and young women had something in common? Well, they do, and it's not the cold shoulder. Let's start with glaciers. They are fascinating, aren't they? Majestic, massive, and constantly on the move, albeit slower than a sloth on a lazy Sunday afternoon. They shape the earth around them, carving valleys and shaping landscapes. But much like a young woman, they can be unpredictable and have a tendency to break off when you least expect it. Now let's move on to young women. They are a unique and intriguing phenomenon, wouldn't you agree? Like glaciers, they're constantly evolving, shaping their surroundings and impacting the world around them. And just as glaciers are the architects of our natural world, young women are the architects of our social world. They mold opinions, influence trends, and carve out new paths for us to follow. And just as we're often left awestruck by the sheer beauty and power of a glacier, we're frequently left spellbound by the charm and strength of young women. They both possess a captivating allure, a mix of elegance and might that draws us in. But it's not all about beauty and strength. Just as glaciers can be cold and unforgiving, young women too can be chilly and relentless when they want to be. Ever tried to climb a glacier without the right gear? Good luck with that. Similarly, ever tried to win an argument with a young woman without the right words? You might as well be scaling an icy cliff without a rope. In the end, both glaciers and young women are forces to be reckoned with. They're beautiful, powerful, and they shape our world in ways we often don't fully appreciate. So next time you're admiring the grandeur of a glacier, don't forget to draw parallels with the young women in your life. So remember, next time you see a glacier, just think of it as nature's version of a young woman, beautiful, mysterious, and sometimes a little too cold. Men, forget about your protein shakes and green juices. The real health food, women. Now, before you start scratching your heads, let me elaborate. And no, we're not talking about cannibalism, you horror movie buffs. We're talking about the emotional nourishment, the mental stimulation, and the physical well-being that women can provide. Think about it. A woman's laughter, isn't it like a dose of vitamin C? Boosts your immunity, doesn't it? Those heartwarming smiles, aren't they like a bowl of warm soup on a cold day? Comforting and soothing, and those deep, meaningful conversations. They're like your daily dose of fiber, keeping your mind agile and your perception sharp. Or consider this. If you are one of those gym rats, think of women as your ultimate workout. Trying to understand a woman's needs and wants is like an intense cardio session. It keeps your heart pumping, your blood flowing, and your brain cells working overtime. And the emotional roller coaster of a relationship, that's your strength training right there. It builds resilience, emotional muscles, if you will, that you never knew you had. It's like a love boot camp, where the drill sergeant is your significant other and the only way out is through. But what about the antioxidants, I hear you ask? Well, the love and care that women give, they cleanse your soul, don't they? They filter out negativity and fill you with positivity. If that's not an antioxidant, I don't know what is. But remember, as with any health food, moderation is key. Too much of anything is bad, and the same goes for this. A balanced diet of love, laughter, and a healthy dose of understanding is all you need. Overdo it, and well, you might end up with a case of emotional indigestion. Or worse, a visit to the lawyer's office. Remember, gentlemen, a woman a day keeps the doctor away. But too many and you might need a lawyer? Quiet, please. Oh wait, never mind. We're in the 21st century. Noise is the new silence. Isn't it just fascinating how we've evolved from a species that craves solitude and tranquility to a bunch that can't get enough of the cacophony? It's like we've all become a part of some grand orchestra, each of us playing our own instruments with no regard for the melody. Take traffic, for instance. Honking has become our favorite symphony. We honk when we're stuck, we honk when we're late, we even honk when we're early. It's as if the honk button is the ultimate stress reliever. And then there's the glorious world of social media. Oh, the noise there is deafening. We've got people arguing about everything from politics to pineapple on pizza. And the keyboard warriors, oh, they're the loudest. They pound on the keys like they're playing a drum solo at a rock concert. And let's not forget our beloved smartphones. Those tiny devices that ring, beep, and buzz at all hours. It's like they're having their own little rave party in our pockets. But the best part is, we're not just okay with this noise, we love it. We've made it our sport. It's like we're all training for the noise Olympics, competing to see who can make the most ruckus. So, if you're one of those people who's always being told off for being too loud, don't worry. You're not being annoying, you're just ahead of the curve. You're a trendsetter, a pioneer in the noisy revolution. And to those who still yearn for peace and quiet, well, you might just have to wait for the next evolution. Or perhaps invest in a good pair of noise-canceling headphones. So, next time you're told to keep it down, just say you're practicing for the noise Olympics. Ever wondered when World War III will start? I've got the answer. When a saint falls in love with a manipulator. Right, now let's talk about the manipulator. They're the kind of person who could sell sand to a desert. They could convince you that your own shirt is actually theirs and you've just been borrowing it for the past 5 years. They're crafty, cunning, and they've got more tricks up their sleeve than a magician at a children's party. Now imagine a manipulator in a relationship. Picture them with a saint. A person so kind and good-hearted they'd give away their last piece of chocolate. The saint, bless their soul, wouldn't know a lie if it smacked them in the face with a wet fish. And that's when the trouble begins. The manipulator starts their dance of deception. They start with a little white lie here, a tiny bit of blame shifting there. Gradually, they start to erode the saint's confidence, making them question their own sanity. That's gaslighting for you. It's like a slow poison seeping into the saint's mind, turning their world upside down. Now, if you think this sounds like the plot of a dramatic soap opera, you're not wrong. But it can also be a hilarious sitcom, depending on how you look at it. Imagine the saint, all wide-eyed and innocent, believing they've suddenly developed an uncanny ability to misplace everything, and the manipulator smirking in the background, moving the saint's keys around the house for kicks. But here's the kicker: when the saint finally realizes what's happening, that's when World War III begins. Picture pots and pans flying, dramatic confrontations, and the manipulator finally being unmasked. It's a spectacle, a showdown, a battle of wits and wills. So, remember, if you ever meet a manipulator, just tell them you're allergic to gaslighting. And if that doesn't work, just pretend you've misplaced their number. Works every time. Women have a secret weapon to send men into the twilight zone, and no, it's not their cooking. Let's dive into this comedic concept. Picture this. A man is having a normal day, minding his business, and then, out of the blue, a lady lifts her legs. Suddenly, the man finds himself in an alternate dimension, a topsy-turvy world where up is down, left is right, and he can't tell his elbow from his knee. Welcome to the Twilight Zone, gentlemen. You may be asking, how does a simple leg lift result in such a drastic shift in reality? Well, let me tell you, it's not about the action, it's about the reaction. A woman lifts her legs and a man's brain goes into overdrive trying to decode the hidden message. Is she comfortable? Is she asserting dominance? Is this a cry for help, or is she just stretching? The possibilities are endless, and each one more confusing than the last. Let's not forget that men are simple creatures. We see a leg lift, and it's like someone just threw a wrench into our mental machinery. Our cognitive gears grind to a halt as we try to process this complex female behavior. It's like trying to understand quantum physics while riding a roller coaster. It's not happening, folks. And the best part, women are blissfully unaware of the chaos they cause. They lift their legs, all nonchalant, and carry on with their day, leaving a trail of dazed and confused men in their wake. It's the ultimate power move, a nonverbal declaration of, I can send you to another dimension, and I don't even have to break a sweat. So, gentlemen, the next time you see a woman lift her legs, brace yourselves. You're about to embark on a whirlwind journey into the unknown, a trip into the Twilight Zone. So guys, beware the Twilight Zone. It's just a leg lift away. Marriage is like a lottery. Someone gets the jackpot and someone gets the dud ticket. Oh yes, it's time to talk about the matrimonial game of chance, the marriage lottery. Let's imagine you're at a carnival and there's a big spinning wheel. You're excited, your heart is pounding, and you're about to place your bet. That's what marriage feels like, folks. It's a roller coaster of emotions and a gamble all rolled into one. You've got two outcomes. You might be the lucky one, the one who hits the jackpot. You know the type. The one who finds a partner that cooks like a chef, looks like a model, and has the patience of a saint. Your friends look at you with envy in their eyes, and your in-laws applaud your choice. Or you might be the not-so-lucky one. You've got the dud ticket. You've married a partner who believes that cooking involves only a microwave, thinks that exercise is lifting the TV remote, and has the patience of a 2-year-old. Your friends give you sympathetic nods, and your in-laws, well, they simply shrug and say, better luck next time. But here's the fun part. You never know which one you're going to get. It's like opening a mystery box or biting into a filled donut. You might get sweet strawberry jam or a mouthful of pickles. Let's just hope you're not allergic to pickles. And the most amusing part, we all rush to buy these lottery tickets knowing very well the risks involved. We see the long queue, the odds stacked against us, the possible dud ticket, and yet we dive in with hearts full of hope and pockets full of dreams. So whether you've hit the jackpot or ended up with a dud, remember this: every ticket, every marriage has its ups and downs. It's all about how you play the game and keep the humor alive. Remember, folks, marriage is a gamble, so always bet wisely. Ever noticed how some men get so happy talking about women's bodies? It's like they've just discovered the secret to eternal happiness. They're like kiddos in a candy shop, eyes wide, jaws dropped, drooling over the dazzling display of delicious delights. And oh, the things they say. Wow, look at those curves. They're like the smooth bends of a racetrack. Daring, thrilling, and dangerous. Or, her skin is like porcelain, so delicate and pristine. I mean, come on, fellas. She's a woman, not a bathroom tile. And the best part, they think they're being smooth. Oh yes, they believe they're the Shakespeare of body compliments, the Mozart of sweet nothings, but really they're more like the Jackson Pollock of pickup lines. It's all a bit of a mess, but somehow it's still art. But let's not forget about the gym bros. They're a different breed altogether. They talk about women's bodies like they're assessing a new protein shake. Great muscle tone, excellent form, perfect ratio of lean mass to body fat. It's as if they've forgotten they're talking about a human being and not a fitness supplement. So ladies, next time a man starts talking about your body, just remind him that beauty is only skin deep. Because, let's face it, nobody wants to be compared to a racetrack, a bathroom tile, or a protein shake. And ladies, you're not innocent either. Some of you light up at the mention of a man's pocket. It's like Christmas came early. Ah, the allure of a man's pocket. It's the modern-day treasure chest, isn't it? The depth, the mystery, the possibility of what it might contain. It's like a mini-adventure every time you delve in there. And let's not forget the joy of finding a forgotten $20 bill. Oh, the sheer ecstasy. There's this one lady I know, she's got a sixth sense for pockets. She could tell you how much change a man has just by the sound it makes when he walks. One day, she was at a party, and this guy walks in, jingling all over. She turns to her friend and says, "That guy, he's got exactly 73 cents in his pocket." And would you believe it? She was spot on. Then there's the infamous pocket pat down. You know, that subtle touch on the arm that conveniently lands on the pocket. It's an art form, really. Some women have it down to a science. They can tell you the brand of a man's wallet, the thickness of his credit card stack, all in one swift move. So gentlemen, remember, a full pocket is a woman's best friend.